What's going on, YouTube? Welcome in. Today we got another beautiful build for you. Today we're building in the brand new XT Pro. That's right, the new XT Pro case from Phanteks. I was like, is it the Pro? Is it the Ultra? They have so many different variations of this brand new case that just hit the market, and we're excited to get our hands on it. It's an absolutely killer price to performance. It's coming well under $100. It's offering 4 by 140 millimeter ARGB fans, which are coming in from Phanteks, which are, I believe are the M25s, which are a killer deal in terms of price to performance. So that's why we got the brand new Lian Galahad 2 cooling our brand new 14700K system. We're putting all on the MSI Gaming Plus Wi-Fi board. We have 32 gigs of 6400 megahertz coming over from Team Group and the Team Delta RGB, a 1 terabyte KC drive. We have an 850 watt ATX 3.0 power supply. And on top of that, we've got the 4070 Super going in this case. Absolutely killer system. Let us know what you think down below in the comments. Make sure to hit the like button to help us with the algorithm over here on YouTube. Make sure to hit the subscribe button as well. And if you want to catch us live on a raw like it is right now, if I butcher this intro, you can join us any Monday, Wednesday, or Friday over our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/stints at 10 a.m. Eastern, and we hope to see you soon. Let's get started. Our parts down here off the top. So get started. Go top down. Do this motherboard out. Beautiful MSI Gaming Plus. Fantastic board. Really straightforward. No crazy frills. It's 2.5 gig. Plenty of USB. It's pretty much almost an MSI Pro A board with a little bit more like gamer design, you know. 14700K. Really good CPU. Obviously to pair with the 4070 Super, 4070 Ti, even all the way up. Trying to make a really good value system because the 4070 Super is performing exceptionally well for its price. Everything from 1080p to 1440p, even into 4K. You can even get into 4K with the 12 gigs of VRAM. So, but really it's 1440p sweet spot. And down in we go in the socket, 14700K. There we go. Next will be your NVMe drive, 1 terabyte KC3000 a day. Do we do builds AMD GPUs? Yeah, we do from time to time. In terms of like, we build for a lot for content creators, and content creators want more reliable GPUs for encoding. And right now, obviously, NVIDIA leads that. AMD's not far behind, but just, I think honestly the value for the NVIDIA GPUs in streaming and encoding is just higher. Next will be our standoffs for a cooler. We'll move on to the RAM. Get our standoffs for a cooler, LGA 1700. There we go. All right, standoffs are in place. Next, we'll work on our RAM. There we go, RAM is down and in. 6400 megahertz DDR5 Delta RGB, 6400 CL32, exactly for the timings. Beautiful kit of RAM, little RGB, gotta have a lot of RGB on today's build. All of our parts are down and on the board. We have our 14700K down in the socket. Our standoffs are in place for the Galahad 360 Trinity 2. Coming in from Lian. We have a 1 terabyte KC3000 drive down the socket, and we have 6400 megahertz CL32 with 32 gigs, and the Team Delta RGB. All right, let's move our parts aside, move our motherboard aside, and let's get this brand new XT case out. Today we have the XT Pro, which is going to be the ARGB version, which means we have 4 ARGB fans. I believe they are 4 by 140, if I'm not mistaken, which is absolutely killer. I think this case comes in right around $80 to $90. Which I think it's replacing the older like G360As, P360As, and really giving a higher value. Oh my gosh, and on top of that, they are boxing these cases phenomenally. When I say I love what I'm seeing, high density foam, cardboard reinforced again. So from us as a system integrator, this is huge because this right here, this shell, really protects your system really well. Like this is a hard shell with a reusable density, high density foam inside instead of styrofoam, which means that it can be shipped a lot easier. So that's a big win. I wonder if they focused on making a case really for a system integrator, and this might be one of them. And the NV5s are already killer. This is more of a budget entry, so it's gonna kind of compete honestly with like Montech and NZXT from what I was looking at aesthetically. So we'll see here in a second. And yeah, it really is. It looks a lot like an H7. I mean, if you looked at this right away, would you guys guess this is probably an H7? Yeah, maybe from right around like that. This almost looks like an NZXT H7. Self-retaining screws, a little bit thinner on the materials than NZXT, I would say, from like the metal. Holy cow, these are M25 fans. So they're actually, these fans alone, if you want to rebuy these fans, chat, I believe are a 3-pack are like 40 or 50 bucks. So you're getting the case and the fans for like $80, which is a really good value. So a lot of airflow down here. This gets blacked out. So you see this is blacked out. So there's a lot of airflow that can go around the glass here. You can also probably see, I think it's, I don't know, is it glass or is it metal? It's like black painted or black tinted on the glass. So it kind of hides that bottom there.
But that might give you a little bit more accessibility for this case. Be able to pass things through, and you have your pass-throughs here. You also can mount fans here on the bottom. You can mount 3 120s on the bottom of this case. Holy cow, that's pretty nice as well. So you have more airflow coming out of the bottom of this case. Okay, on the back, first off, I will say on the back, it's a little lackluster. It's not crazy looking. This isn't a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful case. It says budget meets function meets beauty. On the back, very basic. Nothing crazy. We're not going over the top here. We're just building a good case that's really good. Like, there's no grommets. That's a cheap thing. They could have. That's probably I saved you just some money there. I mean, grommets here would have made it nicer. It looks like it is BTF though. If I'm not mistaken, these are all BTF pass-throughs. That's pretty. So they went for the BTF. This is all BTF. So a Project Zero BTF Asus. This looks like it's compatible with it. I didn't see anything in the manual, which I have to get the manual out. For the manual, I can't push these out, so I have to take this out first. All their fans are pre-wired right here into a harness. So they've got all the fans are run into a single harness, into a single RGB connection. And you could add more fans if you wanted to right into this connector. That's pretty cool. You've got your front panel connections, our Type-C, USB 3 header, a fan header, front panel header. This is actually pretty impressive. It's pretty nice. So the cable management's pretty clean. It's already pretty much done for you as well. So you can see your main harness. You just have like really your USBs, your fan headers, and your front panel connection. That's it. And you can run them right here on this. So you can actually like zip tie this and hide these cables, and still be able to pass them through. There's plenty of cable management spaces. It's just I wasn't sure how it looked, and it looks pretty good. The only thing I don't like is the M25 fans are a daisy chain fan. So this rear fan right here, I would say the only downfall is that you have a little bit of a daisy chain connector here, which will probably likely be hidden by the top mount AIO. Other than that, for $80, you've got a really solid case with good RGB, really good airflow. These fans are really good, and there's lots of airflow. The solid front panel, which I think we could even 3D print on this panel if we wanted to here at Stinsville, which is really nice. So this case has got a lot of options for you. A lot of printing capability, really good airflow. I mean, for 80 bucks, it's a dream case. All right, let's get this motherboard in. All right, mount's pretty good in there too. When I say they gave you zip ties, look how many zip ties they give you, because I know there's gonna be a lot of cable management. This is like a bag of zip. Brian, have you ever seen this many zip ties come from a case? There's literally like 50 zip ties here. Let's look at this. So we got the motherboard in. Your front close-up, it looks good. There's a lot of space up here. A lot of space up here to get at your connections. It is 100% a BTF or Project Zero motherboard. I use Project Zero. I don't know about BTF because I'd have to look at the connections of a BTF board. But yes, you have them back here, and I'll show you that. You have plenty of where you will be able to connect all of your inputs. Like we just did the Project Zero last week with the Pano. You can 100% do this on this case. Let me get my light back here. We're gonna get all these cables connected. All right, so first is going to be our RGB. We're gonna run this, actually we're not gonna run the RGB. We're gonna run our Type-C and our USB 3.0 headers first. USB-C going in. I love to give us really thin flat cables as well. That's really nice. And this is even really thin. Our USB 3.0 cable is really thin as well. I really think they designed this around an MSI motherboard, honestly, this case. It's laid out very well for an MSI board. All right, I'm gonna zip tie some of these cables. All right, we have pretty much front panel, 2 fans, RGB, and our HD audio. So we're gonna put this aside for now. We're gonna work on, before we get these done, we're gonna work on our power supply, get this in first, and then we'll work on the rest of the front panel connections like the RGB and the fans. We have an 850PX 850G coming from Deepcool. This is a flat cable modular ATX 3.0 Gold, 10-year warranty. Really good power supply. We always stock them here since Stinsville. There's our ATX 3.0 power supply. Let's get our cables. We'll need SATA. We need our 12-volt high power. We don't need PCIe. We need CPU 1, CPU 2, and our 24-pin main. All our other cables will go into the motherboard box, along with the power cable and the manual, and a tester. And we go with our 12-volt high power cable back here, and we're gonna slide this power supply in. And we go slide right in. Oh, it slides right in perfectly. PXG. We're ready to move on to the cooler here, chat. We gotta do the 24-pin main, and then we're on to the cooler. So there's a lot of daisy chain on their fans, which isn't terrible. It just makes a lot of wires back here. So it's not the cleanliest looking build, but it's not too shabby. So I'll give you a view of that here in a second. Cables in the back, pretty clean, nothing crazy. It's not like a overly beautiful cable management system, but for what it is, function and performance, it's really good. So let's get our cooler out next. So our thermal paste, let me do our little X marks the spot. We're gonna put the cooler on. All right, get our cooler all screwed in. Get our fans, we're gonna put our rad in next. There we go, we're up and in with this magnetic tray. Go, all right. Turn this back this way so you guys can see it. Looks good, a lot of clearance. We'll move on to our cables and then our GPU. There we go, all in. a 4070 today. Today we have the Asus Dual. A beautiful Asus Dual. Here we go. RTX 4070 Super from Asus. Beautiful little 2-slot, powerful card. Powerful, pretty, base, but also like not being too flashy. I really like the duals. I think the duals are really good value. There we go. Got the thunk. Look at that. That's not going anywhere either. It's a good board, good slot. Card's not super heavy. Doesn't have any sag. This, and we go with the power cable. 12-volt high power is in. Perfect. That's like, I think it's almost like made perfect for that setup. That looks good. What do you think, chat? Cable management on the back's pretty straightforward, I mean, it's super simple. Not too shabby. Let's get our boot drive in. Back of our back panel on. We're here to light it up. Let's go. Let's light this bad boy up.
Guys, thanks for coming in and liking another video here on YouTube. Make sure to hit that like button, help us with the algorithm. Make sure people find us and see all the beautiful PCs we build. If you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button as well. Remember, we build these systems live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday over on our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/stints. Come over, hang out, chat it up with us, watch us build beautiful PCs for everybody in the community. And remember, let's go.